It's the most loved and hated program of all time. The one that for 2 decades represented the de facto standard in image editing, both in the consumer space but especially in the professional realm. There wasn't a designer who didn't use it. Yes, times have changed. There are new tools. We're moving toward online image editing with suites that aren't as powerful as Photoshop, but that represent valid alternatives and are pushing the bar ever closer to replacing traditional image editors. Add artificial intelligence to the mix, and the game is over. Photoshop is no longer as central, unique, essential, indispensable as it was 10 years ago. But even today, it maintains its importance. And for years, it's been the bête noire of Linux. Adobe has never even remotely considered releasing it for the Penguin. And here there are reasons not only technical, but also ecosystem-related, political, involving agreements between manufacturers and Microsoft itself. It's more complicated than it seems. Linux doesn't have Photoshop. That's what some would answer. A sharp, singular, and incorruptible statement. Well, as of today, that's no longer true. Or at least, it's partly no longer true. And this, in a certain sense, is a small milestone. Another wall falling on the battered body of commercial operating systems. Photoshop runs on Wine, and it actually works. Here's the news that got the community buzzing. An open-source developer known as Fiel's Basement patched Wine, the compatibility layer that allows Windows applications to run on Linux, in a way that makes Adobe Creative Cloud installers work properly. This means that Photoshop 2021 and Photoshop 2025 installers now run and install on Linux using the patched Wine. And we're not talking about barely works. According to early testing, Photoshop 2021 in particular runs smoothly, with only minor issues like drag-and-drop behavior, which might even be related to display servers like Wayland rather than Photoshop itself. Now, this patch isn't fully merged into the main Wine project yet, and right now you'd need to build or fetch the patched branch yourself. But this development opens the door to Photoshop actually being usable for Linux professionals without virtual machines or dual boot setups. For many professional users who have been waiting years for this moment, it represents a significant milestone. But let's take a step back. Why is this news so important? Why has Photoshop on Linux always been the symbol of the impossible? To understand this, we need to look at the bigger picture. Adobe has never wanted to bring Photoshop to Linux, and the reasons are multiple. It's not just a technical issue. Linux is too fragmented. There's not enough market. It's an ecosystem issue. Microsoft and Adobe have had close commercial agreements for years. Windows was, and is, the dominant operating system in the professional desktop space. Adobe Creative Suite was one of the main reasons many professionals chose Windows or Mac OS. There was a mutual interest in maintaining this status quo. And then there's Linux fragmentation, different distributions, different library versions, different desktop environments. For a company like Adobe, accustomed to controlling the end-to-end user experience, officially supporting Linux would have been a logistical nightmare. But the truth has always been this. Technically, Photoshop could run on Linux. Wine is proving it now. The barrier wasn't technical, it was commercial and political. And this is exactly the kind of wall the open source community loves to tear down. Now, this Wine patch is probably one of the biggest steps toward making Photoshop usable on Linux without hacks like virtual machines or dual boot setups. But there are two sides to the story. Finally, being able to run Photoshop natively on your Linux workstation could free you from needing Windows or Mac OS. Developers and creatives can unify their workflow on a single operating system. Imagine you're working on a project that requires coding, graphic design, and video editing. Before, you would have had to switch between operating systems, manage files between partitions, maybe maintain 2 different machines. Now, everything on Linux. Everything in the same environment, with the same development tools, the same configuration. For those who have always believed in Linux but were forced to maintain a Windows partition just for Photoshop, this is a liberation. But wait a moment, let's not get too carried away with enthusiasm. It's still a compatibility layer, not an official port. Some features might break. Support depends on the community and the Wine project, not Adobe itself. What happens if Adobe releases an update tomorrow that breaks compatibility? Who do you call? You can't open a support ticket with Adobe saying, Photoshop via Wine on Arch Linux isn't working. They'd laugh in your face. And then there are performance considerations. Wine is impressive, don't get me wrong, but it still adds overhead. For professional work, where every millisecond counts, where you need to process gigabyte files, this latency could be problematic. And this is where we need to have a broader discussion. Because if your workflows don't strictly require Photoshop, many alternatives can get you close, sometimes even better for specific tasks. And here I want to spend a few words on GIMP. GIMP is a tremendously underrated program. People try it for 10 minutes, expect it to be identical to Photoshop, get confused because the menus are different, and abandon it declaring it's not up to par. But the truth is this: if you know GIMP well, you can do many of the things that Photoshop does. Not everything, certainly. Professional color management, some advanced features, integration with other Adobe tools, there Photoshop wins. But for the vast majority of daily editing work, GIMP is more than capable. The problem is the learning curve. GIMP doesn't try to be a Photoshop clone. It has its own philosophy, its own interface, its own way of thinking. If you arrive expecting it to be free Photoshop, you'll be disappointed. But if you arrive with an open mind, willing to learn a new workflow, you'll discover a very powerful tool. And it's not just GIMP. Krita is fantastic for digital painting. Inkscape dominates in vector graphics. Darktable is professional for raw processing. Blender isn't just 3D, it has incredible compositing capabilities. And then there are online alternatives. Photopea is impressive, it even supports PSD files. Figma has revolutionized UI/UX design. Canva has democratized graphic design for non-designers. The point is this: the creative ecosystem on Linux is much richer than many think. Photoshop is no longer the only game in town. And this brings us to a broader reflection on what this news really means. What I find interesting is that this patch arrives precisely while Photoshop is losing centrality. It's no longer the only one like it was 10 years ago. Its hegemony is crumbling not because it's gotten worse, but because the world around it has changed. Open source alternatives are improving. GIMP, Krita, Inkscape are growing. Slowly, certainly, but constantly. And with them grows the community's expertise, tutorials, plugins. Online editing is advancing. For many use cases, Photopea, Figma, Canva are more than sufficient, and they have the advantage of being cross-platform by definition. AI is changing the rules of the game. AI-assisted editing tools are democratizing capabilities that once required years of experience. Background removal, content-aware fill, super resolution, things that were once Photoshop magic are now available everywhere. So this wine patch is symbolically powerful more than practically revolutionary. For those who must use Photoshop on Linux, maybe for collaborations with clients or teams that use complex PSD files, maybe because they have 15 years of muscle memory on Photoshop and don't want to start from scratch, this is a genuine liberation. But for those who can choose, native Linux alternatives are probably still the wiser choice in the long term. They're officially supported, optimized for the system, don't depend on compatibility layers that could break with the next update. The real signal, though, is something else. Linux is no longer the system that can't. It's the system that didn't have yet, but the distance is closing every day. Think about it. How much has Linux changed in the last 10 years? Steam and Linux gaming that was once unthinkable. Blender becoming the industry standard in 3D animation. Kubernetes conquering the cloud. And now Photoshop running via Wine. Every time someone said, but on Linux you can't do X, the community responded, look, we're already doing it, or wait, we're working on it. This is the wall that's falling. Not just the technical wall, but the psychological wall. The perception of Linux as a system for geeks or not suitable for creative professionals is crumbling piece by piece. And the beautiful thing, it's happening in a distributed, organic way, driven by the community. There's no giant company deciding from above, now we support Linux. It's thousands of developers, contributors, enthusiasts who, one patch at a time, one software at a time, are building a complete ecosystem. Feels Basement with this patch is just the latest in a long series of silent heroes who are making Linux an increasingly complete, increasingly professional, increasingly possible system. So, would you use Photoshop via Wine in production? Maybe yes, maybe no. It depends on your needs, your risk tolerance, your specific workflow. But that's not the point. The point is that now you can. And this possibility, until yesterday, didn't exist. See you in the next video, and may Linux be with you.